Hi, Mama. If resolutions and goals leave you kind of frustrated, stuck, or just guilty, and you're looking back and your New Year's resolution and goals are already gone, then join me for today's talk. We're going to look a little bit at a different approach, because instead of focusing on these hard goals, we're going to rather look on how you want to feel. And what has that to do with your goals? You're going to find out today. It's getting brighter. We're outside, so I'm really happy. And hi, I'm Kathleen, and I'm actually helping moms to stop yelling, that feel overscheduled and just tired of having so much shits in their life, just to feel a little bit calmer, a little bit more joy, and a tiny little bit more fresh, even on a hard day. So let's get started about today's episode. So somehow we have to start, of course, to do a little bit check-in. Where are you standing? Have you set this year New Year's resolution, like goals, intentions, whatever it is? And where do you feel you are right now? Do you maybe have knocked off some of them? Or you have stopped by now? We're now March, so many of us have given up on our New Year's resolution. Many of us have stopped on their goals. Most people never make it February, and neither of us past January. So just do a little check-in, like, do you remember your goals even? Are they still in your awareness, or they just kind of have drifted out? And it doesn't matter right now if they got at us or if they're partially done or wherever we are. This is also supposed to be a little bit of just a fun check-in. So where are we? Just take a moment, no judgment, and see you're on track. You feel like you need a little bit of a reset, and just breathe into it. Like, let's take a deep breath together. We are where we are. I know my goals or intentions. For me, actually, this year it was much more about intentions, how I want to feel. On track, yes and no at the same time. So that's where I am. Why are we doing this right now? I think March is a beautiful time. The days are getting brighter. I'm doing this outside now. I'm feeling the wind. And I think the spring is slowly coming. You start to see some, small plants, bushes. Maybe your leaves in your country are starting to get green on the trees, depending, of course, where you are in the world. So spring is starting to come, with more sun, more daylight. Most often, our energy is also picking up. So I think when our energy picks up, it's a good time to do just a tiny check-in and see, where am I heading? Is there anything I want to take further, where I kind of need to remember and kind of need to negotiate with myself? Or is it something that hasn't worked that I'm ready to actually let it go and maybe try something new? And this is where I think what I love is to talk more about, rather having hard goals, is to talk about intentions or feelings. How do I want to feel? I think goals like, I want to lose 10 pounds or I want to clean the whole house or something. This is something outside. And what it does is, when you set that goal, yes, you might have that goal, but you're also always thinking about the feeling you're going to have when you have achieved that goal. And that feeling is actually what you truly want to have. So most likely, whatever this is, let's take that goal of you want to clean your whole house. Yes, you're going to clean the house and it's going to feel good and nice. And then a week later, it starts to get dirty again, and you're not going to feel that well anymore. So that feeling will last you only a short time. But how about we do something that feels more nurturing and more doable? So again, your intentions don't need to be perfect. They don't even need to be big. They just should be kind of a gentle guide and nudge towards something, how you want to feel more. And often it is like this, that we can bring in a feeling and have that feeling more often, even without getting something in the outside world, so to say. So you can, for example, say, I choose calm in the mornings. And then think about maybe a habit you want to foster, like taking 3 deep breaths even before you leave bed. It's something actually you can do with kids. Even with kids, you can take 3 deep breaths. Or you say, I want to invite more joy. I remember I wanted more connection and family time in my family. So we decided on Wednesday afternoons, evenings, when my husband comes home from work, we'll pack everyone together. We found a location close by outside in nature, and we're just spending time outside. And it has been something that all of us, we love doing. And we still do that. Maybe not every week, but again, it's not about perfection. Your goal might be, or your intention is, that you drink your water more mindfully, so you really start feeling and enjoying each sip you're drinking. Or you read 10 minutes at night. And again, if you set a goal like you want to read every night, be grateful every time you do it and let it go when you don't do it. Like if you set that goal, you want to read every night for 10 minutes and you do that 3 times a week, that's 3 times more than until what you have done until now. Celebrate these 3 times rather thinking about the 4 times you didn't do it. And also remember, this sounds so small, like reading 10 minutes, but what does it actually do? Reading 10 minutes, it's a small thing, and I'm not saying you should do 10 minutes, but it's an example. It makes you grow. You can learn something depending also what you read, but you can either learn more about storytelling, or you learn more about stories, or maybe you decide to read books, fiction, non-fiction books, so you're learning something. And tiny effects like this, they grow. So you notice this reading brings you joy. It's fun. So over time, you're thinking you will do it actually not only 3 times, but you start doing it 4 or 5 times a week and then more. And it's like, that is joy. That brings me fun. What else can I do that brings me fun? So then you get that emotion of fun and joy. You actually increase that in your life. And I think that's actually what we truly want, right? There are some emotions we want to feel, and we can actually look and bring the intention is on how can we get that emotion in right now? What is habits, small things that can bring that? Because often these big goals, like cleaning the house, that emotion will come, yes, but it will last for a short time, and then everything goes back to the old way. And if that still feels a bit untangible, just take a moment and visualize it. Close your eyes, feel into it, and just get in touch with that feeling and maybe see what is it that can do that thing. For example, I have really started something. I'm not doing it every day, but in the mornings I put music on. I have created my own playlist. I call it actually Light. And that playlist normally makes me feel good. And since I'm doing this, I can see the mornings are a little bit more cheerful, a little bit more easier. And, it's a little bit just lighter. And I think that's where we all are heading. And so today, take a few minutes whenever you have time and just write down how you would like to feel, or remember a situation where you felt really good and try to see what were the feelings that brought joy to you. And then see what you can bring in for the next quarter. Now it's springtime, the energy is up. Often now the goals maybe have a chance to happen. It's easier than when we are in winter and it's dark and we're tired. Now we're more outside, we're getting more sunlight. So what shall the next quarter or the rest of this year bring? Which feelings do you want to invite in? How do you turn these feelings kind of in small intentional steps? And like I said, it's like the snowball effect. You start with something small, but every time you're doing it, it grows and grows and grows and gets bigger and gets momentum. It's a little bit also like the domino effect. You start with one thing and it might just push also a lot of other things down. And you might even get the big goal done because just you have a bit more of that feeling you associate with that big goal in your day, every day, as little son micro feeling. So go and journal. Check in where you are today. Are you happy where you are? Do you need to take tiny tweaks and adjustments? Do it, enjoy it. And if you want more support to feel kind of this calm and groundedness, just check out the link in the description below and get my 3 audio tracks, A Moment for You, which help you to ground, feel more energy, and kind of reset when you feel completely stuck. So get these. We'll talk soon. And as always, from one wild Lulu mama to another, let's keep growing and glowing together.